Today we shall cover the remaining part of graph unit, that is graph coloring. It's another important property of graph, and it means assigning every vertex a color such a way that no two adjacent vertex should get the same color. In other words, we can say that if given a graph, color all the vertices so that two adjacent vertices get the different color. It's as simple as that. Now let's consider one example, this graph, which has three vertices A, B and C. Pick any vertex as a starting vertex to color it. Assign it some color. Let's pick a vertex A, and we shall assign some color, that is red color, to vertex A. Now pick the second vertex to color it. By keeping the definition of graph coloring, we must keep in mind that according to the definition, two adjacent vertex should not get the same color. So we cannot assign red color to vertex B, that is the second vertex, so that we have assigned green color to vertex B. And the third vertex, that is vertex C, should not get the same color as red and B, because C had the adjacent nodes A and B. So we have colored it with blue color. To color this specific type of graph, which consists of three vertices, where all the three vertices are mutually adjacent, so it requires three separate colors to color it. And here we have colored with the graph with three colors, so it is called as three colorable graph. Now let us understand the definition of colorable. What this colorable means? The definition of colorable is, let n be the positive number. A simple graph is n colorable if the vertices can be colored using n colors, so that no two adjacent vertices have the same color. Let's consider one more example, which has four vertices. Pick any vertex as a starting vertex to color it. Here we have selected vertex B as a starting vertex, suppose, and we have colored it with red color. Next, consider the vertex to color with another color. The second vertex we shall pick A. And according to the graph coloring technique, we have colored it some other color, that is green color. Now pick the third vertex. We shall pick the third vertex at D to color it. Here we must note that one point, though D is adjacent to A, but it is not adjacent to B. You can see here clearly it is not adjacent to vertex B. So we can color that vertex D with red color. And while coloring the fourth vertex C, we can notice that C is adjacent to B as well as D, but it is not adjacent to A. So we can color vertex C with green color. Now here we have utilized two colors to color this graph. That's why it is called as two colorable graph. All in all, we can say that how many colors we require to color a specific graph is nothing but n colorable graph. Here we have utilized two colors, so it is called as two colorable graph. So this is the basic concept of graph coloring and n colorable graph. Now we shall move on to the concept of optimal coding. And optimal coding is nothing but minimum number of colors which are required to color the graph. It is denoted by the chromatic number of graph. Here the notation you can see here, this is pronounced as a chromatic number of graph G. There is no any specific formula to find the minimum number of colors which are required to color the graph. We have to check all the possibilities while coloring the graph. That is the reason why graph coloring is quite a difficult process. When we have to deal with some major graph coloring problems bigger than this minimum vertex coloring, when we talk about the major problems while dealing with the graph coloring techniques. So we have to try all the possible colors to color each vertex of the graph. That is the reason why it can be tedious task. Basically it's a trial and error process. First you try with one color, then you go on to pick the second color, then you go on pick the third color, and so on. Can you guess what graphs have the chromatic number 1? When there are no edges available to connect two vertices, that time we can say that chromatic number of such a graph which contain only one vertex, that can be colored with only one color. what kind of graphs have the chromatic number 2? Previous example we have seen that we have utilized two colors to color the square which contains four vertices. And what graphs have chromatic number larger than 2? We have colored in the previous example triangle, which included three colors to color it. So we can say that the graphs require minimum number of colors to color it, that is nothing but the chromatic number of that graph. So basically it's a trial and error process of assigning one color, then go on to the picking the second color, and then go on picking the next color, and so on, to color the specific type of graph. That means there can be any number of n's to color the graph, out of which we must pick the minimum n, that is called as chromatic number of the graph. There can be any number of n's. We can color the graph by picking two colors, three colors, four colors, five colors. Now the minimum out of these lot is nothing but the chromatic number of that particular graph. Now let's determine the chromatic number of such a graphs which forms the simple cycle, which look like this. The starting vertex and the ending vertex is the same, that forms the cycle. Here you see the graph which has four vertices. It took two colors to color it. Similarly, a graph which has 6, 8, 10 vertices, that means even number of vertices can be colored with two colors. In the second figure, excuse me, you can see here in the second figure there are five vertices, and it is a cyclic graph. Here we have utilized three colors to color this kind of graph, and we can conclude that in the notation format, chromatic number of such a graph which has even number of vertices can be colored with two colors, and chromatic graph which has odd number of vertices can be colored with three colors. We can conclude like this. Excuse me. Now this even odd logic is not applicable to every kind of graph. It is only applicable to the cyclic graph. When we talk about the complete graphs, such as given in this figure, the complete graph is nothing but each vertex is connected with the every other vertex in the graph. So now can you guess that the logic behind coloring the complete graph? How can we color this complete graph? Let's find it out. Here you see a complete graph which consists of five vertices, and to color this graph we need five colors, because all the vertices are mutually adjacent to each other. That is the reason why we require five separate colors to color this graph. We can read the notation of chromatic number like this: chromatic number to color this complete graph which has n number of vertices, that utilizes n number of colors. Now these you can let's see the next example. Here we have connected the six vertices, and out of six vertices there are five vertices which are the outer vertices, and one vertex is in the middle, in the inner vertex, we can say it as. Now this particular graph forms a wheel, and to color this kind of graph we require two to three colors. Here we have utilized three colors, so four colors, so we can write it as in the notation format, that chromatic number of such a kind of graph which forms the wheel with odd number of outer vertices can be assigned the four colors, and chromatic number of the graph which forms the wheels but have even number of outer vertices can be colored with three